Zero? No one? Yeah? Hello. Hey, we go. We're gonna take you great. Anyway, it's up to you. Present.
Minister of Homeland and Security, Mr. Eric, Chairperson present here, all staff members present here. I stand here in front of you to present on the problems faced by immigrants in Malawi. To begin with, thousands of people around the world leave their homes and travel to other countries, many fleeing places of war, hunger, famine, and persecution. However, refugees and immigrants face a lot of problems once they arrive in a new country. Malawi is one of the countries which host immigrants, and these migrants faces a lot of problems such as lack of employment. Immigrants are among those who are likely to face discrimination on the job. This is because there are many problems which are rooted in assignment and design and management. Moreover, many immigrants are excluded from labor and safety protection that are enjoyed by native-born workers. Second problem is housing. Immigrants are probably most vulnerable when it comes to the issues of housing. That's because they face several challenges finding safe, decent, and affordable housing. However, housing problems for immigrants are more than just a home ownership rate. Many migrants are jobless and can't afford to pay rent. This forces these immigrants to be homeless and just moving around towns and cities. Many migrants do not have access to their own land. This is because of some of the restrictions from the government, which prevent these people to do not have their own land in the new country. These restrictions are high cost of land, right access, and work permits. The third problem is access to medical services. People should have access to health care services regardless of their nationality. However, immigrants have low rates of medical insurance coverage and poor access to health care services. In many countries, undocumented immigrants are not allowed to buy health insurances. At the same time, research shows that immigrant families often forego needed health care because they fear discrimination from the natives. The third problem is raising children. Growing up as the child of parents who migrated to another country is not easy. The socio-economic and psychological concerns that immigrants often face in a new country can be challenging. Depression, anxiety, and panic disorder are common among immigrants. The pressure that children of immigrants face is high, and mental health support is low. Unlike others, children are still in process of creating their own identity. Therefore, being caught between two cultures can create numerous internal conflicts. Children of immigrants are more likely to struggle in schools. Other forms of discrimination they face include isolation and financial stress. million people, which is of 7 of the world's population, are immigrants. Despite barriers, immigrants will continue to play an essential role in our community and our economy. Thank you very much for sparing your time and blessed weekend. Thank you.
They say 1/7 of the population are immigrants. Who's coming next? Well, I told you that. No. Who's okay. She said 1/7. By 1/7, what was that again? 1/7.
The one person covers everything.
It means for every 7 people you see, like 1 isn't it? What was the topic? What was the topic? Anyone who can remember the topic? I think that's it. Who can remember the topic? I think it has visual aids, so it should be very easy to remember.
Programs.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. What? Yeah, but pretty quickly. Over to you, Tom. Is there anyone using this again? Don't want to disturb anyone. Thank you.
My name is Saomi. Ladies and gentlemen, today I stand before you to talk about the speech on empowerment of girls. When we talk about empowerment of girls, it's not about giving them access of education and opportunities through those goals beyond that. It's all about fostering a mindset that enables girls to believe in themselves, their abilities, and their potential to make differences in the world. Empowered girls grow up to become empowered women, leaders, change makers, and voters. They bring fresh perspective to the table, challenging to the status and contributing their unique talents to various fields. When girls are empowered, society benefits from devices, viewpoints leading more well-rounded solutions to complement issues. Let's consider the power of education. When we invest in educating girls, we are not only giving them the tools to success about playing circles or properly. And inequality and educated girls is more likely to contribute positively to their family, community, and economy. She becomes a beacon of hope, inspiring others to follow in her footsteps. As parents, educators, monitors, and advocates, it's our responsibility to nurture the potential within every girl. We must encourage them to post their passion even they face challenges in knowledge. Let's provide them with strong role models who encourages them in these challenges and achievements. Furthermore, it's a crucial aspect to address the system of barriers that still exist, from a gender-based violence and unequal play these issues and hold girls back from reaching their full potential. It's our duty to challenge this injustice and work towards to the world where every girl can feel without fear or discrimination. In closing, empowering girls is not just a matter of morality. It's a matter of progress we cannot afford to overlook or to undermine. Half of our population, by investing in girls, we are investing in a brighter future for all. Let's work together to create a world where every girl can rise, shine, and live with a confident reminder the empowerment of girls today will shape the world tomorrow. Thank you.
So, the state empowering girls is not just a matter of morality, what do you mean?
Sorry?
The state empowering girls is not just a matter of morality. What is it that you mean?
I was trying to say empowering girls is not just educating them, or because some girls can be educated, but they can be having some barriers to not go above with their education. Like, for example, in some works they say no girls here. They just employ the boys only.
For example,
For example,
an example where they say no girls.
some organizations
For example,
that we want.
who is next? Let's do this one over. After him. That is you. And after her, it's you. After him, we're done. Alright, great.
Lord, my respected lecturer and my first friends, today I and them stand in front of you all to emphasize the significance of cleanliness. First of all, cleanliness is the attribute or the condition of remaining clean. Everyone must learn about cleaning, hygiene, sanitation, and the diseases that are produced by unsanitary circumstances. It is essential for the physical well-being. It is essential for the physical well-being to maintain healthy atmosphere in our homes, schools, and everywhere else to avoid a filthy atmosphere invites a large number of mosquitoes and spread dangerous diseases. On the other hand, cleanliness causes a variety of skin disorders as well as lowered immunity. It is our responsibility as we students making awareness campaign in our communities concerning the significance of keeping clean. We have also to teach our upcoming siblings to wash their hands before and after their meals. Good health ensures a healthy mind, which leads to better overall productivity, high living standards, and the economic development. Honestly, clean environment is an environment with fewer illness. Thank you for your time.
Hello everyone, thank you for having me today. My name is Irene Kandigol, and I'm going to be speaking to you about humanity. Humanity is one of the most important religions that people practice. Humanity can simply be defined as the quality of being human. It is peculiar to nature of man by which he is being distinguished from other beings. Humanity means helping and caring for others. Among so many species, humans have the capacity to show love and care and to help others. This also means forgetting your own interests when someone needs your help. For example, we have Mother Teresa. She's a perfect example who taught about humanity and worked for it. Only human beings that have power to comprehend humanity. We do not need a lot of money for humanitarian tasks. Giving a glass of water to a thirsty man to cross the road is also a humanitarian task. Every religion teaches us humanity, love, and care, and there is no religion above humanity. This is the reason we often hear people saying that humanity is their religion. It is important to offer people our assistance irrespective of caste, creed, religion, and region. As a student here at the University of Lilongwe, I am pursuing social work, and as a social worker, humanity needs to be practiced. Service to humanity is the service to others, which is one of the main values of social work, from which all of the other values. Social workers acknowledge that serving others is more important than self-interest, and put the needs of their clients ahead of their own. Humanitarian tasks or activities should not be done for our own in return. It should be done as part of our nature and duty. When we perform such activities, we get inner peace and blessings from the President who we help. Being a human is our first identity, so we must comprehend humanity in our day-to-day life. And this is the reason behind our existence. Thank you everyone for listening patiently.
Greetings to all of you today, our honorable lecturers and my fellow students here present today. Our institution has gone about for many changes, or many changes are happening to our institution. That's for us to have a better education at this institution. But there are also some changes that still need to be done. So for these things to be done, you need a good president. That's why I'm standing to you today, that if you want good leadership and if you want our institution to change for its better, you need a good president. That's why I'm the right choice for you to have. One, if you vote for me, there will be accountability and transparency at this institution. So everyone's voice will be heard. Two, there will be trips every semester for students to go and enjoy themselves. And also, you will be allowed to free dress so everyone can dress how he or
papers, I just need to pay. And Mamurum, what was my instruction earlier? Just like this, get a paper and write whatever you will write. So I need the paper and the Who got what I said? Anyone who thinks got what I said? What did I say?
You said we should be grading on out of 10. Number 1, creativity, cohesion, eye concept, grammar.
How did I say you should write it?
You should be writing a name, each and every person, name and every details.
I get this one. This one I don't get it. And when I would understand the wrong. This is what? Who is the one of this? About the fish should write it. Should write it. So if you can recall how you were presenting or how your friends were presenting, you will understand that they were not so good presentation. To be frank, except one or two, they were not really great presentations. Understandably so. The goal was not to bring out perfection in as far as public speaking is concerned, because my concern for me to give you this exercise was to try and nurture you to be better public speaker. So I wasn't looking at the content. I wasn't really paying attention. I didn't really mind what are you presenting, does it make sense or not. It wasn't really the focus. The focus was how are you presenting? Do you know what you are presenting? That's why I asked stuff from our own content. So what do you mean what you are saying to you? Because when your presentation, if we were to ask you what you just presented, it would still be hard for you to say what you just presented. But the key to public speaking really first and foremost is preparation. Preparation is key. Knowing what you presented. I think he did great. He came with the PowerPoint, but he knew what he was presenting. I think it was also a bit personal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, it was a bit personal to him. He knew exactly what he was saying. So I always encourage that. Now, in your field of social work, a lot of things have to be personal. It has to be personal. You have to with what you want to do, with the exercise that you want to run. If you want to get the street kids out of the street, you have to be of the view that you want to get the street kids out of the street. You can't say you are working to get the kids out of the street when in real sense you don't believe in that. It doesn't work. Even Uganda Abanda presented the issue, it doesn't seem legit. If you believe there should be equality between men and women, you should believe that. Before you even conduct whatever you do, you should be able to believe that. But if you are presenting something as if it's not your thing, you can tell there's no passion, there's no fire in what you're doing. It doesn't even make sense, it doesn't carry weight. That's the thing about public speaking. Public speaking is firstly about your own self-confidence. Do you believe in what you're saying? And if you're believing in what you're saying, we can tell from your posture, your body language, and everything. We can tell from your presentation with the speech that you're presenting, you just wrote it when your friends were already presenting. We can tell all that is said. That's the thing about it. There's no going around about public speaking. Unless there's what we call impromptu speech, where somebody just chooses to use and says, so who can speak for them? That's an impromptu speech, that type of impromptu speech. When he was coming, or when he has a flat tire, who can preach for us? Impromptu preaching. Except for those, the rest of the speeches, they have to be well prepared, have to be well rehearsed. We rehearse this. Look at where we rehearse it at home, by mirror, other people they love the mirrors, and you start rehearsing whatever you're reading. So that whatever you're reading is just a reference point. What he was doing, that wasn't really a speech. Okay, that wasn't really a speech. It didn't really have the nature of that speech. Because probably we didn't learn parts of speech, not parts of speech in grammar, parts of speech and the skills in speech and speech writing and whatever. But this kind of communication is necessary for you as a social worker, because it's your duty. Just as he presented with power, it's your duty probably to convince organizations to take their money and fund a certain project that will help you in yourself as a social worker. I mean, that's good. Children is already there. There's the employment and what have you, there's a lot of struggle for that. And the market is saturated. You can recall your friends who did social work, but they are not employed. Then there is another class. Then there is you. Then also, there will be another group that is not employed. Then you know some will be there. So it's not all that rosy, so you just finish up and then you're employed and now you're a social worker. Some of you will have to start your own thing. Okay, be in a group of 4, be in a group of 5, no, a class as a whole, and say, what can we do? What can we focus on? Okay, we can focus on children that are being raped, or we can focus on issues of immigrants, or we can focus on whatever thing that you feel like you should confine yourself to. And when you confine yourself to that, you need money. To get money, you grab the ideas by its balls, or maybe not by the neck. Let's use the neck. In addition to the chicken. You grab the opponent by its neck and start presenting to people. You go to banks, you go to what? Angel investors, you go to the government, you say, we have this, and doing that you need presentations like this. And you have to convince those people because they get thousands and thousands of people that they want them to find. Not only that, in New York,
you now, as an individual, when you are approaching the class, these are the skills, public speaking that you need. If you are addressing a community, a church or whatever, you need this kind of thing. Those people will be there, 100, 1,000 or so. You want to convince them with Magana and a video school, for example. You should send your children to school. So that's persuasive speech, isn't it? It's persuasive speech. President later about it. It's persuasive speech. So he's speaking the reasons why you should do something. Those are persuasive speech, persuading people to follow your lead. And my social worker will constantly be persuading people. Why? Because you'll be standing against the social construct. In what we call discourse. The social construct. There are people already believe in something. They already believe that men should be here, women should be here. They already believe that men are not having women perform. So you're trying to play your trade against those kind of things. So that you should say, don't say the cover or don't say the cover. Because those are the things that we're saying. I think there is no value in man watching back and women should sit down on the floor. Why? You see, those are the things that you'll be. So you'll be constantly trying to convince people. Okay, so this is how I say we should write. Apparently, just one more written. So you're trying to convince people and so on, and all that comes from what you were doing here. So if you don't have this skill as a social worker, now I'm drawing my attention to this important point. If you don't have this skill as a social worker, you are not a fully baked social worker. And if you are not a fully baked social worker, why should you graduate as a social worker? If you're not fully baked as a social worker, why should you graduate as a social worker? Let's make this. So this is the first, and we're not going to pray this one. My presentation is on Mabanga. It's me introducing you to the act of public speaking. Most important, we want two things. Communicating to people for them to grasp what you are saying. Then, on the other side, I'm trying to assess you how are you grasping what the people are saying. Because you go up there and you interview people, and if you don't hear what they are saying, there's no way done. Because you give them a solution, or they see my solutions for you. And the system now, so I'm also assessing understanding skills using the active listening skills, in which one of them, we started one skill in active listening. What was that? One skill in active listening that we started. Oh, yeah, I got it. Where is the question that I get? Where is the question? I didn't teach this.
Nothing is
Active listening skills. Did I say we talked about purpose, tactics, and use, right? Commando, did I go on and say skills you were in here that you employed or no? It should be alright. But I think that was what I was asking the Dangolo. Did we do this? So you'll be able to employ those kind of things, as far as trying to grasp the knowledge of concept. This was the first activity that we were supposed to do. I understand where do you get the assignment? I'm supposed to upload them somewhere here. True, right? Yes. You get them from your photo.
Is it? Yeah, so this is not an assignment that I would put on a photo. This is from me to you with love, heart to heart. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Maybe not kiss to kiss. but it's something that we'll constantly be doing. So this is the first one. I'll give you another exercise. So we'll be doing this next one. So we'll be doing this next one. This will be your bread and butter, your cold and warm, your high and low. So that whatever we're doing, everyone should at least be able to stand before people and speak. Yeah, everyone should be able to stand before people and speak. Not just speak, speak very, very well. Yeah, what is this going on? It was going on. In the next 20 minutes, the Mongol for this one already begin achieving. In the next 20 minutes, we will look at what I just said here and we'll put it in the ground. This is what communication skills. I gave you a textbook. I did. No? The first, who came to the very first meeting, or very first date? Okay. I gave you how many documents? 2. One.
The other one,
The presentation?
yeah.
Okay. You all have it?
No.
What is it?
Not the opening.
You see now this thing, put them in the PC or go to library, I think they're just go and open them and read them. What do you think? We didn't talk about this. No, right? Okay. Skills that make up active listening. There are basically 3 skills that make up active listening. And we have which can go in our head. Okay, that's it. Yeah, what is it? No. Yeah. Now you're expecting my comfortability. So comfortable. Having like self-satisfaction. Skills that make up active listening. Basically, we're talking about 3 main skills. Other books, other scholars will talk about have so many things. If you Google, if you try to study AI or what, you realize there are a lot of skills that will help you to be an active listener. But for me, for the sake of this class, we'll be dwelling on those three men. Talking about note taking, talking about effective questioning, as well as non-verbal communication. And without wasting a lot of time, let's talk about note taking. Note taking is something that you have learned now and again in secondary school. From JC, you probably learned about that a little bit. From MSc, it probably came on your exam. I don't think we were English or Panda. We didn't do it.
We did listen.
We did do this?
Yes. Not taking effective questioning, then we went on active listening. We saw the benefits of active listening, types of listening, types of listening.
Subcategories of type of
Listening.
That's a different thing. Can I see your notes? So we just check because these things can or message Alright, so skills that will help you to be an active listener, or skills that you will employ as far as active listening is concerned. I'm saying there are three notable skills that will make up active listening, or the skills that make up active listening. The first one being note taking, the second one being effective questioning, and the last one being non-verbal communication. Quickly going through these things, note taking, in my introduction in the very first few classes, I said it is different from note making, and how is it different? We answer it, how different? Note taking and note making. Note taking and note making, how different? Not taking and not making, not taking and not making.
No, I wasn't there.
But what do you know about it? Anything that you remember? How different all that yourself? Anyone please? Not taking, how different is not taking and not making? I think I already.
From us,
Not taking and not making, how different?
not taking it, you're coming from something.
You're what?
Copying from something.
Copying from something?
Not making a difference, making it yourself.
You're making it yourself. What is it? Not taking and not making?
Not taking it, when you're speaking generally, right? That's
Not making?
not making you don't need to do it.
Yeah, true. The last one is fun. I think you're very hard. Those who did it here what can I do for you? So not taking, yeah. Me speaking, taking notes, grasping important points, and so on and so forth, putting them on the paper. Did I say only from speaking? No, right? No, you're grasping the concept from wherever, whether it's from the text, whether it's from a video, whether it's from whatever, you're grasping the concept, you're just putting on the important points and so on and so forth. You go home on your own free time, you're going through those notes that you took and putting them in your own words that you best understand. Now you're making. I speak, you take them down, not taking. You go home, I'm already jumping up here. You're expanding, that's not there. Okay? Yeah, so there are three notable skills that will make up active listening. we are simply, in this few minutes, we are simply going to dwell on a little bit of note taking. So, note taking is very much about listening actively as opposed to listening passively. When you listen passively, you are kind of really you're on your phone, you're chilling with someone, and then listening passively, it happens to be information or what? Information or what? Good people. Information or listening, yeah? So you just grasp what is it saying? It's like listening to the Google map. You're not listening for meaning, you're just getting the information there. Right. Left, right. You're not getting any meaning out of it. Okay? It's like veramente, so money or white. You're not getting any meaning. It's like listening to a soccer match. You're not getting any meaning. And the time is unmeaning. In other scenarios, not always, in other cases, it's like watching a movie, usually an action movie. A lot of people, more especially when we were young, we're not getting any meaning. You just watch it. But you can explain the whole movie to a friend, isn't it? And you just watch it. But as you grow up, you realize there are a lot of issues that are concerned in the movie. You're looking at issues of racism. You're looking at issues of hegemony. You're looking at discourse analysis. You're looking at semiotics. You're looking at issues of homosexuality. You're looking at, so you can debate all those kind of things at this level. But initially, you're just listening for the sake of listening. And now I'm saying, but not taking usually. It's because you're listening actively. That's why you have the desire to take more, so that you should have a little bit of the concepts and the deeper understanding of the context that is being provided. Listening actively means making sense of what you are listening to at that particular point in time and keeping a record of yourself, a record that you can go back later on, whether for revision, for examination purposes, but also trying to link the latter parts in the book. Now, as opposed, as I will be breaking down these things to you, you'll be linking them to reflective listening as well as informational listening. You'll be linking them to the subcategories of the types of listening. You'll be able to say this is discrimination. This is, you're getting my point. You'll be able to link to all those. You should be able to go back and link to all those. So I'm saying, if you're listening actively, you're trying to make sense of the content. If you're making sense of the content, it could be you're critiquing. There's critiquing as a subcategory. There's critiquing. You're critiquing it because you want to bring judgment. I think I said over yesterday. You want to bring judgment at the end of the day. For example, if you're at a political rally, you're trying to weigh which person should I vote for. You listen attentively to the message so that you can compare and contrast between different positions. That's active listening. In that kind of listening, you can even test out something. If you are interviewing a victim, your client, you are listening to make sense of what that person is saying. And taking notes will be crucial. But before you take notes, you'll be able to notify me that I'll be taking notes of what you are saying. Some people nowadays, they use phone recorders, which I don't really allow in my class because some examples are controversial. Some people are using phones to record what is happening. But before you do that, you get a consent, okay? It's illegal to do that. That's a version of privacy. So you tell them that I'll be taking down your notes or I'll be recording what you're discussing. You want to listen actively because you want to make sense and grab the best meaning out of it. This means that taking notes does not only imply taking things down more or less word for word or what the speaker says. In the red note there, I said it is rather a selection and it is rather a selection that needs to be organized, and it will include the most important or interesting parts of the lecture that you have been listening to. I'm constantly using lecture, Ababa, because I pretty much use this note differently. But for you, you would write this in the way that would suit you, being as far as social work is concerned. For example, you would say it will include the most important or interesting part of the interview that you are conducting. For example, it will be anything that you include in the survey. So that's what you're taking. You're taking down important points from what they say. Initially, I gave you an example. I said, if somebody says he wants to present on the steps of baking a wedding cake, steps of baking a wedding cake, a recipe or whatever, they will get there and they start. Cakes are very important on weddings. A wedding without a cake is just a meeting and a waste of time. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. They will speak all that and, you just sit there with your pen in your hand. But the moment he says, now these are the following steps that you're going to take to break it, you start writing. That's not it. You're probably important point. You're not writing about a wedding cake without a cake. I mean, a wedding without a cake is just a meeting. It's useless. You're not writing all that. You just don't struggle to what you want to say. And how do you take these notes? I've written there that we pretty much already know about these things. These are many it will be redundant talking about them as well. But just 2 or 3 tips. You avoid taking down everything. Yes, as you are doing, you're not taking everything. You haven't written about, for example, about the case because it's useless, but you're taking the important points that you feel that you should be there. Cut down the notes you take by using symbols, abbreviations, and by going to book notes, you can all it's there for what because it is for you. So you use a lot of shorthand. I've said there that you can set some symbols and abbreviations that you can adapt. It's up to you. You go and you go up to symbol for, or just those symbols and their types and whatever. You see it there. Shorthand entails leaving out vowels, blah, 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 blah. Given an example there. And I've also given you a source that will help you to find some of these things. I'm only remaining with 3 minutes. How to organize notes. Use the Cornell note-taking system. I've also said do a reading on this one. You find out what that is. I will give you this presentation, but not today. We're going to see what we're going to cover. Identify for yourself a list of key points, and under each point you come up with supporting points or whatever. It's up to you. Draw a diagram sometimes. Some people draw a flow chart. Some people draw circles or boxes on a piece of paper and all those kind of information. In physical science, there was a flow chart, isn't it? Things like those. That's not it's just the opposite. Instead of them writing the whole page, they put them and simplified it to help you to do that. Okay? I have an example here. This is how we started our learning, isn't it? It's just an example of how we started our learning. I started with listening skills. There's active listening skills. I'm saying active listening skills is not taking defensive listening and verbal listening. See how simple this is. And how simple it will help you to pass your information. To know exactly what you're going to read. Because these are the questions. Listening skills. Active listening skills. Not taking. I don't know what jump. So, it's just an example of how you take notes. It pretty much helps you with the tree, come from there, the rules, and then you stay up and then you write it, and so forth. Lastly, we're not taking, I'm saying, remember, take notes using your own words and your own thoughts in the process of taking or making notes. You take your notes, you use your own examples that will help you remember the content that you have. All the skills mentioned in this section about taking notes from books and other academic materials, interviews, as well as from the lectures that you are having at this institution. So I'm saying, remember to develop a way that works. At the end of it, you keep practicing and you keep refining. Reaching this far, the next time me and you are going to have a date, we'll be talking about effective questioning, and lastly we'll talk about what? Non-verbal communication. Talk about those two things. So there's no presenting or whatever in the next class that we're going to make. The next class that I'm going to make to talk about effective questioning and non-verbal communication. Effective questioning, we'll be looking at how best you can ask a question to get the best outcome. Why? Verbal communication will be dwelling on how important it is to look at some other things that are communicating, but you are not communicating with them. For example, when you are presenting the speeches here, you could tell what made them Mabina, but they don't know that they were done. You could see them that they were done. So there is a communication. You could say someone will be like, like that. The communication is they don't even know what's next on their paper, the paper that they have, all those kind of things. And if a person is doing that, to these people, that you are presenting something new to them, those people are going to that's non-verbal communication. But apart from that, important things in non-verbal communication, they are there for our friends who can't hear, our friends who can't see. Any communication that is not about words, not about non-verbal communication. For example, this I said might mean what? Okay, this might mean two of peace. And this. All those are non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication. Okay, these are stupid examples, but it kind of helps you to remember and grasp a lot of stuff. You have been a beautiful audience. This is good stuff. Which one is class 1? Okay, room 1. To sign and help me get paid. This is what language is communication. This is where we have. This is communication. This is where I have Boston, blah, blah, blah. On the next. Don't make a mistake because you missed out on my page.